Hello, I am Miss Shala, editor-in-chief of Plastiq magazine, and today you are here with us while we are talking to Black Ink Chicago's very own Don. How are you doing?
I am good. How you feeling?
I cannot complain. We had a few kikis before, so I feel all right.
I'm feeling good. I feel like we family.
I think so. Don't ask me for money though.
No.
Okay?
Nah.
All right. Because I see you Black Ink Chicago family. They have a little turmoil going on.
Oh yeah, we do. We always got something going on.
Just a wee bit. A wee bit. How do you feel so far about your progression with the show?
Ultimately, from the way I grew up, the things that I've been through in life, I just kind of look at it as a great opportunity and a blessing. It has its ups and its downs, but it's definitely put me in the position to be an entrepreneur, take things to another level, because I have a stage that I would have never had if it wasn't for becoming a part of the VH1 family and progressing with the Black Ink show.
So since entering reality TV, which has now taken on a life of its own, what is one of the biggest things you've learned from that?
Ultimately, I think to be honest with yourself. I think that's what reality TV forces you to do. It's not really about what the fans think or anybody else thinks. Like, you have to sit back and reflect on yourself, your own choices, and where do you want to see your life going? Because you're constantly watching your life. So it put me in a place where it was like, man, it's time to be honest with myself. What do I want to do in the next 2-3 years? What do I want to do as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a brother? Where am I about to place myself in the next couple of years? And that's where it kind of puts you in that mindset to do.
So I have to ask, we have to ask, we have to discuss these things. As marriage and family now, where do you all stand?
Definitely, like, me and Ashley have always been like strong parents. Like, I think we both grew up in households where parenting didn't go so well growing up. So I think one of the vows we made, whether we stayed together or not, and that was just when we was back boyfriend and girlfriend, just be great parents.
And that's what's important. That is what's important. Everybody can handle that.
Yeah, that's what was very important to us, because I think we both had households where in the beginning both parents were there, and then you look up and you either one or the other, or with grandparents, like how it was for a little while, like Like, so that's the main step, and I think that's one of the things that one of the keys that keeps me and Ashley in place of or in a check home spot with each other.
In line,
yeah. Because I think we just both appreciate family, both appreciate our children, and we both know how loving all of our children are, and we know how important it is to give them just a healthy environment.
Now, also speaking of family, in the past you did share the battle that your sister had with mental illness. Yeah. How important was for you to share that story?
For me, I think it just had to be heard. That's part of the reason why right now I have 2 other partners I'm working with. Neek is one of them, which is Charmaine's boyfriend. We're starting a Never Alone app that's going to drop within the next couple of months, as well as the Never Alone, a nonprofit organization. This is just based on what I feel we battle as African Americans, number one, and Blacks, because it's something that's just swept under the rug. I think we kind of look at our cousins or friends or people who try to express themselves to us, and we just kind of sweep it on the rug, oh, she just tripping, he just tripping. But we don't know how much it can affect a person. It's people who've made millions of dollars, and you can wake up and be like, man, how could he kill himself? Exactly. What was going on, and why would he want to do that? Because nobody wanted to recognize the signs. I told my mother the other day, and she was just texting me and checking on me. And I was like, she's like, I just want to check on you and tell you I love you. And I said, well, thanks, Mom, for checking on me. Because sometimes people forget to check on who they think is the strongest person in the room, or the toughest person in the room. He might be battling the most because he's trying to take on everything for you. And sharing my sister's story is based on like the way we grew up. Poverty from jump. My parents were young parents in high school, having their children for the first time. I'm still living with their parents. My grandmother's house was their house. All her kids stayed home. They 30, 40 years old, half of them crackheads, half of them stealing. You growing up in a house where you battling for food, making sure nobody's stealing your clothes. It was one of them lifestyles that we just had, and it was unfortunate, but everybody battles things differently. My sister was fighting and fighting and fighting, but it was tough. You know, she went through an era where for a lot of young women, you know, high school days, early college days where makeup, hair, fashion, all those things are important. You're one of those girls who are less fortunate not to afford it. And, you know, she started feeling less of herself at times. You know, and I feel like my sister battled some things she didn't share with me early. You know, I don't know. I felt like she had an issue with men. I don't know if somebody ever touched my sister in a way she never explained to when we was kids, or something she was just holding on so deep it just became such a demon for her. You know, she just was like, I don't want to be a burden, y'all. And I think it was important to share because I wanted people to understand, like, man, no matter what you see someone going through, especially if they're a family member or a friend that you really care about,
you go through it as well.
Yeah, go through it with them.
Yeah, you go through
it
with
them. You
really
know what I mean?
do.
No matter what it is, let them know, like, this is our battle. You're not alone. And that's what the Never Alone is about, that we're starting to let people know and to create a place where you have opportunity to express yourself. And it might not just be based off my growing up. It could be from you're scared to admit your sexual orientation to your family and you keep it to yourself. So you're battling that with yourself, or you battling, you know, with your family that you don't want to pursue this dream. Some people go through something because their parents or family members forcing them, like, this is what you got to do. You got to go to college. You got to do this. And they really just want to go off and dance and travel the world and help people. Like, you know what I mean? We battle so many things that we keep suppressed. So Never Alone, just let people know that whatever you're going through, you know, there's somebody here listening. There's somebody here that's, you know, not judging you off your looks or
you
your
can
color.
make it and survive it.
We got you.
Make it and survive.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool, man. And when I drop it, y'all gonna love it. You just gotta advertise. It's not about pictures. It's not about, you know, who got the biggest booty or none of that crap from Instagram. It's just, man, you gotta advertise, and it's a environment or a community of people that's, man, we just here to bounce off each other and feed each other positive energy daily.
That's dope. That's very, 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 very dope. And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So now that we see all the facets of you, we got into your personal business a little bit. But speaking of your personal business, I actually heard that Pearcy is not all that you do. You work with children.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, that's my passion.
Okay.
When I went to school, I originally went to school for criminal justice. Okay. And while being a part of criminal justice, I had a few of my own hiccups. And in that process, I think firsthand, I was able to see how the criminal justice system actually works. Okay. Especially for African American children or minorities, period. I seen, like, without money, this is what you're doomed to experience. If you can't afford that big time lawyer, this is what you're gonna deal with. And I kind of felt like I needed to switch up. Should I be on the reactive side or the proactive side? Absolutely. So I went into behavior specialist, behavioral teacher. I've been working at alternative school for about 5 years now. This will be my 5th year. At this point, I'm actually a team lead. I actually run my own building on the southeast side of Chicago, which is one of the roughest sides in Chicago over east. So that's where all your G Herbos and all your, where you're hearing all, you know what I'm saying, all your, you know, gangster rap, whatever you want to feel like. I'm in one of those areas where, like, that's okay. What you see everybody throwing up. Yeah.
Got you.
Everybody representing. So I'm taking on the kids that are deemed the worst kids in the city. And it feels good to me when I see those kids walk across the stage or realize, you know, house arrest ain't really that cool, even though it look cool in the video, but it really ain't all that fun. When I'm able to take my testimonies and feed it off on them, for them to be like, you know what, Mr. Brumfield, you're right. They'll call me Don. I'm Mr. Brumfield to them.
Thank you. You got to keep it low.
But they be like, man,
got you.
But they love me. I'm more like a big brother and a father that some of them never will have. And so it feels better for me because I feel like this is my way of pouring back into my people and my community.
So when this is all said and done, and your last day on this earth, what do you want to be remembered for the most?
To be honest, I just want to be remembered like as a dude, a person who cared about everybody. Like, you know what I mean? It's not about money. It's not about, you know, TV, about none of that. I just want people to be able to say, like, man, he really was a good guy. Like, overall. Like, you know, I ain't perfect, but I want people to say, like, man, he'll give his last. And I want people to feel like that about me, like, truly. Like, he'll take his shirt off his back for you. And that's like legacy to me because it make my children feel great when their dad is gone, that so many people got so many more positive things to say about their father than negative. And I feel like through what I give, I know that when I'm gone, people will continue to want to give to mine and who I left behind.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me.
yeah.
We, you know, had a little laugh, talked a little serious. Y'all can stop asking about his business because he just told you they great parents and he's still working with the children.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you follow him. Tell me social media information.
So my IG is Bishop_Don. You can find me on Twitter. It's BishopDon_9. Facebook Donald Brumfield. Real simple, man. It ain't hard to find me. You know, I'm not hiding from nobody. I'm here, y'all.
Thank you. That's my time. Right here follows everything at Plastiq Magazine. I'm your girl, Miss Shala. We'll see you on the next episode.